What's up, gardeners? Welcome back to the Hardy Gardening channel. Today we're just going to do a quick update on our little Kratky systems that we're working on. I showed you how to plant those little cubes last time, so we're just going to show you how to get those into some net cups with their clay pebbles with some water so they can continue growing and continue producing for you, or get to the point where they can produce for you. So let's just get going. Let's not waste any more time. Let's see what we're working with. Alright, so I had a little bit of a mistake. The two tomato seedlings that I started last time, that I showed you guys how to start in these little cubes, they had actually, I didn't notice when I moved this container, it tipped over. So not the container itself, but these little cubes tipped upside down. So you can see they're not doing so great. They'll bounce back, but they were kind of sitting upside down, so the plant had already sprouted, I think, at that point, so it didn't really know which direction to go. So I kind of had to fish it out of there a little bit. That's growing a little bit weird. It will bounce back. I'll do an update on that, but I did start some basil in the exact same way, and it's doing pretty good now. I already put it in the next step. So I'm just going to show you a quick thing on what I did to get it to this point. So we'll show you on these little tomato seedlings. Alright, so this is all you're going to need. Doesn't really matter what you started. This basil is doing pretty good. So what you can see that I did, all I did was put that cube in to the net pot. Pull it out of there so you can see. So I just put it into this net pot and put some of those hydroponic clay pebbles around it. So it's just sitting down in there a little bit. Now something I do is soak these clay pebbles so they can absorb some water. That'll just be good to keep it a little bit moist. So I got some here in a half a water bottle soaking in some water already. You're going to need your net pots, your cozies. These are the half water bottles. This one's used. I didn't have any more water bottles at the moment, but that's okay. You can clean them out if you're using a used one. But we're going to throw them in here for now. So all you really need to do, you're going to have to get rid of the excess water in these clay pebbles. They've already been soaking for about 10 minutes or so. You can give them a little longer if you want, but that's all I'm going to do for now. So just going to dump the excess water out. You're going to want to take these, fill up your net pot most of the way. Oops. Fill up your net pot most of the way, kind of get a little pit kind of in the middle there. This one's really big. I'm just going to throw a little smaller one in there. You're going to want to grab your little cube here. Just set it in there. At the point I did this on the basil, there was already a little root coming out the bottom there. These ones don't quite have it yet, but that's okay. They'll find their way down. And then all you want to do is dump your clay pebbles just to support that cube. Once it grows roots down in there, the roots will support it more than the clay pebbles will. So just fill it up around there like that. That's it. Just mostly to the top. I like to leave one spot where I can kind of grab onto it. But then you're just going to drop it into your half a water bottle. I already showed you how to cut that. And then we're just going to take some regular water for now. Sometimes I put just a little bit of my nutrients in there. But for now, we're just going to do some regular water. So I like to fill it up just below that rock wool cube so that the clay pebbles underneath of the rockwool cube stay moist, just to encourage the roots to grow down towards the water. So we're about a 1/4 inch up from the bottom of the net pot. The water's sitting about here. So that's it. Can do the other one. I'll just pop these clay pebbles in here. It's really easy. Really anybody can grow like this. You don't have to have a green thumb. Even though I already kind of messed these up a little bit, they're not looking too great. They'll bounce back, especially with tomatoes. If you do have problems with your plants, don't just assume it's because you don't have a green thumb or something like that. That's just, you can always save them. Most plants are pretty resilient, and that's the best way to learn, by making mistakes. Which is why I started so many in my grow tent here. Now some of them I'm gonna end up probably just culling them, I guess you'd say, because I'm gonna need more room in here to start my seeds for springtime for my outdoor garden. That's really what I love doing. But I love growing anyways, so this I can do in the winter time when I can't do anything outside, so I enjoy it. I suggest you try it too. It's a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot. It's a little bit of differences between growing in hydroponics and growing in soil, but the plants remain the same. They have the same needs. They need moisture, they need nutrients. So we'll put that cozy over there to keep the light out so we don't get algae in there. Now, once these get a little bit bigger and once I start to see some roots coming out of that net pot, I'm going to be replacing the regular water that's in there and putting some nutrients in there. So I like to wait until there's a couple true leaves. So on every plant, when it sprouts, there will be these weird shaped, the first couple leaves, they're not actually leaves, they're called cotyledons. That'll be the first 2 leaves to come out of there. The next set, you can see them starting in here, just those 2 little nubs in there. That'll be the true leaves. So those will get bigger, and then once there's that one set and then another set, I'll give it some mild nutrients. And that's it. So we're going to put these back under the light and let them mature a little bit. Sometimes what I'll do, because you want that rockwool cube to stay damp in there, and since the water isn't completely touching it, what I'll do is just take a Ziploc bag, just a regular sandwich bag. I got these at the dollar store for real cheap, and just slide it over here, kind of close the sides up on it, just like that, and then I'll put it under the light. Then you don't have to worry about that water evaporating too fast. Kind of create a little mini greenhouse in there for it. That's it. So we'll set these back under the lights, and hopefully if you guys followed along, you didn't accidentally tip your little seedlings over and, you know, cause some stress on them. Hopefully they're looking more like this basil. That's doing great, and I'm really excited for this basil. That's what I was originally going to do in the video before, but I went through all my seeds and turns out I didn't have any basil seeds left, so I did these little tomatoes. So if these don't bounce back like I think they will, if they end up dying or they're not doing too good, we're just going to continue the video with this basil. It's going to do great. Now, if you guys ever have any questions about any of these, how I get any of these Kratky systems, any questions about the nutrients or how often I clean them, anything like that, if you can think of anything I can help you with, just let me know down in the comments. I'll be glad to share any advice I have, anything I've learned, any mistakes I've made. So, as always guys, if you learned something, if you enjoy this kind of content, if you love gardening, please hit that like and subscribe. Really helps me out a lot. If I don't get much followers or whatever, I don't really care. I just love gardening, and I figure I might as well show some people some stuff, and maybe some people will learn something new like I did. Thanks for coming. Catch you guys next time.